Welcome to a new video. In my previous video, I taught you the trial and error theory of Thorndike. In this video, I am going to teach you the second theory of learning, which is conditioned response theory. So let's start. Conditioning means modification of natural response. Natural stimulus results in natural response. So, conditioning means modification or changes in natural response. And we know that natural stimulus have natural responses. But according to this theory, this conditioned response theory, natural stimulus is substituted by an artificial stimulus. So in this theory, the natural stimulus which comes naturally is not there. Artificial stimulus is there. In this way, a new connection between artificial stimulus and natural response is created. In this way, conditioning takes place. So, natural stimulus have natural responses, but in conditioned response theory, we experiment by substituting the natural stimulus by artificial stimulus, and the natural response is there. The theory of conditioned response learning was given by Pavlov. This is very important. The conditioned response theory was given by Pavlov, who is a Russian doctor and psychologist. Pavlov's contribution to the field of learning would alone be sufficient justification for getting the prominent position in the hall of fame of psychologists. So he was a very renowned psychologist and he have a very huge contribution in the field of learning. So let's understand the conditioned response theory by example. Suppose we take our lunch at 2 p.m. daily. Naturally, 1 p.m., 2 p.m. Suppose we take our lunch 2 p.m. daily. When it is 2 p.m., our lunch is brought on the table. When the lunch is laid on the table before us, we experience the feeling of hunger. So you can relate. If you take your food at a particular time of a day, at that time if food is served before you, you will feel hungry. After some time we will find that as soon as it is 2 p.m. we begin to feel hungry even if the food is not brought before us. If you have a regular particular time of eating, if that time comes on a day and you don't have a food near you, you will feel hungry at that time also. This is called conditioning. By a particular activity on particular time regularly, the conditioning happens. We get conditioned to our daily routine and therefore we go on performing our daily tasks without making any special efforts in their performances. So like this, waking up on in morning, sleeping at night at particular time, eating food at particular time, getting shower particular time. Like this, we have conditioned ourselves that at those particular times feel we will be what you call commanded by our psychology, by our physiology to do that particular work. So this is called conditioning. So Pavlov did a experiment. Let's read that. So Pavlov kept a dog totally hungry for a few days. By the way, this is torture for a dog, but this is an experiment already done. So let's learn. The sight of a food would naturally lead the dog to salivate. Salivate means the appearance of saliva in mouth. This is salivate. So if you make the dog hungry and food, you show him food, he will salivate. Usually every dog will salivate. So Pavlov would ring a bell before giving food to the dog, to the hungry dog. He will ring the bell and then give the food. He repeated the act for 7 days. 7 days he ring the bell and then he will give the food. Under similar condition, after 7 days, Pavlov observed that the dog would start salivating merely at the ringing of the bell even when the food was not served to him. So Pavlov made him conditioned in such a manner that he in previous line we knew, he first ring the bell, then he gave food, ring the bell, then he gave food. Many days he did the same process, and after 7 days Pavlov observed that when he merely start ringing the bell, the dog will salivate, because the dog knows that food will come after the ringing of the bell. Like this, he proved his conditioned response theory. Another American psychologist also gave an experiment, a story of experiment to us. His name is Watson. Let's read his experiment. Like Pavlov, he also did an experiment. So John Watson, known as the father of behavioristic school, supported Pavlov's ideas of conditioning. He also supported Pavlov. Watson conducted an interesting experiment. He took for his subject a human baby of 11 months and gave him a rabbit to play. So Watson's experiment was done with a human baby, whereas Pavlov's experiment was done with a hungry dog. So the baby, when the baby got a rabbit to play, was fascinated by the rabbit and gave pleasant responses. This is natural. If you give some doll or toy and any interesting thing, the baby will be fascinated towards that toy, that object. Okay. Meanwhile, a loud noise was produced as soon as the baby touched the rabbit. So he made such a he gave such a rabbit that when the baby will touch the rabbit, there will be a loud noise in the rabbit. The baby was frightened by the loud noise. Thereafter, each time the baby touched the rabbit, the noise was produced and baby's fear response was confirmed. So, what Watson did? Watson gave a rabbit to a baby, 11-month baby. It was such a rabbit that if you touch the doll, it will start giving loud noise. When the baby touched the doll, it gave loud noise and the baby was frightened, was afraid. And he did it many times. The baby touched and got loud noise from the toy, touched and got loud noise. Then, afterwards, even when the rabbit was given to the baby and no loud noise was there, the baby got frightened. This is conditioning. When you get similar responses again and again, again and again, again and again from a similar situation or any given situation, if some element is not present there, you will give the same response. This is called conditioning. Conditioning of your mind, conditioning of your psychology. So the conditioned response theory, I think you all are well understood about this. In my next video, I will teach you the learning by insight theory, and there also a very interesting experiment is there. So till then, if you like the video, then like, share and subscribe the channel if you have not subscribed yet, and press the bell icon to get update videos, because these type of videos will regularly come in channel. And thank you for watching. Share your comments about my content. Thank you.